What if, while you're sitting here wondering if anyone will ever truly choose you, your name is already being whispered in someone's dua? Not where people can see it, not in conversations or social media, but in sujood, in the quiet of the night, in those deeply sincere moments when a heart turns only to Allah and says, Ya Allah, grant me a spouse who brings peace to my life and closeness to you. And here is what most people never realize. Sometimes love in Islam does not begin when two people meet. It begins when Allah starts preparing them, separately, quietly, carefully. He softens hearts. He corrects intentions. He protects from wrong attachments. He builds character through tests. He delays not to deny, but to perfect timing. So while you think nothing is happening, Allah may already be writing something beautiful behind the scenes. Before you feel forgotten, remember this. If Allah knows your heart, your patience, your struggles, your sincerity, then your story's never neglected. It is being written with wisdom. And when what is truly written for you arrives, it won't just feel like meeting someone. It will feel like peace finally reaching your heart. Allah can place you in a heart before you're in their life. Sometimes we think love begins when two people meet. But in Islam, it can begin much earlier. It can begin in dua. There may be someone, somewhere, who has never seen your face and never heard your name. Yet they are already asking Allah for someone like you. Not you specifically, but your qualities. They are not asking, Ya Allah, give me someone popular. They are not asking, give me someone impressive. They are asking, Ya Allah, give me someone who is gentle with my heart, someone who fears you, someone who will not play with my emotions, someone who will protect my Deen and help me reach Jannah. They are asking for peace, for sincerity, for loyalty, for emotional safety. And here is what is beautiful. While they are making that dua, Allah may be shaping you into the answer. Every time you choose patience over anger, every time you lower your gaze, every time you walk away from something haram, and every time you make tawbah after a mistake, every time you try again after failing, you are becoming someone's requested blessing. You may feel unnoticed. You may feel like no one sees your effort. You may feel like you are growing alone. But growth in the sight of Allah is never wasted. The world sees faces. Allah sees hearts. And when someone raises their hands and says, Ya Allah, give me someone sincere, Allah does not randomly choose. He chooses with wisdom. He may guide their heart to ask for the exact qualities He is building inside you. Even if you have never crossed paths, even if you live in different cities, even if the timing has not yet arrived, Allah is Al-Latif, subtle, gentle, precise. He can plant a desire in someone's heart before planting them in your life. So instead of asking, why has no one chosen me? Ask yourself, who am I becoming in the sight of Allah? Because if you focus on becoming righteous, emotionally mature, and sincere, you are not just preparing for marriage. You are preparing to be the answer to someone's dua. And when Allah decides the time is right, He will connect what He already aligned in the unseen before two people meet on earth. Their story may already be known in the heavens. Being prayed for means your worth is real even if you feel unseen. One of the quietest pains a person carries is the feeling of being unseen. You show kindness, but no one notices. You protect your Deen, but it feels like others move ahead faster. You try to stay halal, Yet sometimes it feels like the world rewards the opposite. And slowly, a question begins to form in the heart. Am I even valuable? Does anyone truly want someone like me? But here is something deeply comforting in Islam. Your worth is not decided by how many people notice you. It is decided by how Allah sees you. And sometimes, while you feel unnoticed by people, you may already be part of someone's sincere dua. Not because of your looks, not because of status, but because of the kind of heart Allah is building inside you. There are people who ask Allah very simple, very pure things. Ya Allah, give me someone who is honest. Give me someone who is soft in character. Give me someone who will not break my trust. Give me someone who fears you, even when nobody is watching. And if you are trying to become that person, even imperfectly, then your value is already real, even if the world has not recognized it yet. Remember, dua comes from sincerity. When someone raises their hands for a righteous spouse, they are not asking the crowd, they are asking Allah. And Allah knows exactly who deserves to be placed in that dua. You might be that person without ever knowing it. That is why feeling unseen should never make you feel worthless. Sometimes Allah hides good people from unnecessary attention. Because attention can come with fitna. It can bring the wrong people. It can create distractions before the right time. Protection sometimes looks like invisibility. Delay sometimes looks like silence. But silence from people does not mean silence from Allah. He sees every effort you make, every temptation you resist, every moment you choose dignity over desire, every time you stay patient when your heart feels tired. And Allah is Shakur, the one who appreciates even the smallest good. So if you ever feel overlooked, remind yourself gently, my worth is not measured by proposals, messages, or validation. My worth is measured by sincerity, character, and my connection with Allah. And if someone somewhere is asking Allah for a spouse who is genuine, kind, and faithful, then becoming that person is already a success, even before marriage arrives. Because the greatest honor is not being chosen by people. It is being valued by Allah first. And when Allah values a heart, He knows exactly when, where, and how to let the right person see it too. Your private struggles might be exactly what makes you the answer. There are battles you fight that nobody sees. Moments when you wanted to give up but didn't. Times when your heart was tired but you still prayed. Days when you felt lonely, confused, even broken, yet you tried to stay within Halal. And sometimes, those struggles make you feel less worthy. You think, maybe I'm too damaged. Maybe I'm not good enough for a peaceful marriage. Maybe someone better, stronger, more perfect deserves that. But Islam teaches something very different. Struggle does not reduce your value when it brings you closer to Allah. Struggle refines you. Hardship can soften your heart. Mistakes followed by tawbah can make you more humble. Pain can teach you empathy that comfort never could. And many sincere people are not asking Allah for a flawless spouse. They are asking for someone mature, someone gentle, someone who understands emotional pain and therefore chooses kindness. Think about it. A person who has faced tests often learns patience. Someone who has known loneliness often learns appreciation. Someone who has cried to Allah in private often develops sincerity that cannot be faked. These are not weaknesses. These are qualities that build emotional safety. And emotional safety is one of the most beautiful things a spouse can offer. When someone asks Allah, "You give me someone who will not hurt me, someone who will treat me with mercy," Allah may choose a heart that has already learned mercy through its own wounds. So do not let your private struggles convince you that you are disqualified from love. Sometimes they are exactly what prepares you for it. Your past does not have to define you, but it can refine you. And if you have kept turning back to Allah despite your struggles, making tawbah, asking for guidance, trying again, that sincerity is incredibly valuable. Allah does not look at perfection. He looks at direction. Are you trying? Are you learning? Are you growing? Because the person who will appreciate you most may not be the one looking for perfection. It may be the one praying for sincerity, understanding, and emotional depth. And those qualities are often built quietly through hardship. So instead of being ashamed of your journey, let it make you more compassionate, more patient, more conscious of Allah. Because one day, someone may thank Allah for giving them a spouse who understands them deeply, and they may never know the struggles that shaped you, but Allah will know, and that is why your private battles are never wasted. They may be turning you into the very answer someone has been asking Allah for all along. Allah protects sincere love by hiding it from noise. Not everything beautiful begins loudly. Some of the most sincere things in life begin quietly. I'm protected from attention, protected from pressure, protected from unnecessary opinions. And love, especially halal love, is often one of those things. We live in a time where everything is shown. Relationships are announced early. Feelings are displayed publicly. People want validation before stability. But Islam teaches something calmer, something wiser. What is sincere does not always need an audience. Sometimes Allah protects love by hiding it. Not because He wants to deny you happiness, but because He wants to preserve it until it becomes safe, halal, and strong enough to last. Too much noise can damage something fragile. Opinions from people, comparisons on social media, jealousy, misunderstandings. These things can slowly poison what was once pure. So Allah sometimes keeps two people apart until their intentions are clear, until their hearts mature, until their circumstances stabilize, until marriage becomes possible in a healthy way. That distance is not punishment, it is protection. You may feel like nothing is happening. You may wonder why doors have not opened yet. But silence from people does not mean inactivity from Allah. Allah works quietly. He aligns families. He arranges opportunities. He shapes character. He removes distractions. He prepares both hearts so that when they finally meet, they are not rushing from emotion, but moving with purpose. And there is something deeply beautiful about a connection that grows without unnecessary exposure. It stays sincere. It stays focused. It stays closer to Allah rather than to public approval. Because the goal in Islam is not just to find love. The goal is to find love with Barakah. Barakah does not come from attention. It comes from sincerity, patience, and halal beginnings. So if you don't see signs yet, if your story feels quiet, don't rush to assume something is missing. Sometimes Allah hides what is precious until the right time. Sometimes He protects love from being tested too early. And when the moment arrives, it will not need noise to prove its value. The peace it brings will be enough. Trust that what Allah protects in silence often blooms more beautifully than what is rushed in public. Because when Allah writes something for you, He does not just give it, He protects it first. Your standards are part of your Deen, not your ego. There is a quiet pressure many people feel when it comes to marriage. The pressure to lower standards. The pressure to just accept. The pressure to stop being too picky. the pressure to ignore red flags because you fear being alone. And slowly, a person begins to question themselves. Maybe I'm asking for too much. Maybe I should just settle. Maybe wanting respect, clarity, and deen is unrealistic. But Islam does not teach you to trade your peace for attention. Your standards, when they are rooted in deen and character, are not ego. They are responsibility. When you say you want someone who prays, who respects boundaries, who communicates clearly, who is serious about halal, you are not being arrogant. You are protecting your future. Marriage in Islam is not casual. It is a lifelong covenant. It is a trust before Allah. It is a partnership that affects your dunya and your akhirah. So of course you must care about who you choose. There is a difference between ego-based standards and deen-based standards. When ego says, they must impress people. Deen says, they must fear Allah. Ego says, they must look perfect. Deen says, they must have good character. Ego looks for status. Deen looks for sincerity. If your standards are protecting your faith, your emotional well-being, and your future children, then they are not pride. They are wisdom. And here is something important. The wrong person will always make your standards feel like a problem. They will say you're too strict. They will say you're too serious. They will say you're too religious. Why? Because your boundaries limit their access. But the right person will not feel offended by your principles. They will feel reassured by them. They will respect that you do not entertain haram conversations. They will appreciate that you value clarity over confusion. They will admire that you protect your dignity, because a sincere person who is praying for marriage is not looking for easy access. They are looking for stability and trust. So never feel ashamed of wanting peace over chaos. Never feel guilty for refusing situations that feel unclear, secretive, or emotionally unstable. Settling out of fear rarely leads to barakah, and desperation often opens doors that wisdom would have kept closed. Trust this. If someone is truly making dua for a righteous spouse, they are not asking Allah for someone with no standards. They are asking for someone who knows their worth and guards it with dignity. So keep your principles. Keep your modesty. Keep your expectations aligned with Deen, because your standards are not blocking your future. They are filtering it. And when the right person comes, they will not ask you to lower your Deen to fit into their life. They will rise to meet it. The right person won't need you to shrink your Deen. One of the quiet tests many people face before marriage is this: being made to feel that their Deen is too much. Too much prayer, too much modesty, too much caution about halal and haram, too serious about boundaries, and slowly, a dangerous thought begins to form. Maybe I should relax my Deen a little so someone can accept me. But Islam never asks you to reduce your obedience to gain someone's affection. If anything, and it teaches the opposite. The right person will respect your connection with Allah, not compete with it. A sincere believer does not pray for a spouse who pulls them away from Allah. They pray for someone who strengthens their iman, someone who reminds them to pray when they forget, someone who values halal, even when it is difficult. So if someone makes you feel uncomfortable for practicing your faith sincerely, pause and reflect. That discomfort is not always compatibility. Sometimes it is a warning. The person meant for you will not ask you to skip salah for convenience. They will not mock your modesty. They will not pressure you toward haram conversations or unclear relationships. They will not treat your boundaries as obstacles. They may not be perfect. Nobody is. but they will honor your effort to stay close to Allah. And here is something beautiful to remember. When you hold on to your Deen, you are not just protecting yourself, you are protecting your future marriage. Because Deen shapes character, it shapes patience, it shapes honesty, it shapes how a person handles anger, disappointment, responsibility, and love. A person who fears Allah privately is less likely to harm you publicly. And if someone truly prays for a righteous spouse, they are not asking Allah for someone who will shrink their Deen. They are asking for someone who will walk beside them in faith. So never feel embarrassed about prioritizing your Islam. Never apologize for lowering your gaze, guarding your speech, or choosing halal over temporary comfort. The right person will not say, "You're too religious." They will say, "Your Deen gives me peace." They will see your sincerity as safety, not severity. And when two people respect each other's relationship with Allah, their marriage gains something powerful. Barakah. Barakah that helps during disagreements. Barakah that protects love from ego. Barakah that keeps intentions clean. So stay firm, not harsh, not judgmental, just sincere. Because you are not shrinking your chances by holding on to your Deen. You are refining them. And the person truly written for you will not require you to become less obedient to Allah in order to be loved. They will value you more because of it. Allah aligns roots, not just feelings. Many people think marriage happens because of feelings alone. You meet someone, you connect, you fall in love, and that's it. But in Islam, it is much deeper than emotions. Allah does not just align hearts, He aligns roots, circumstances, timelines, opportunities, even the smallest details that eventually bring two lives together. Sometimes you don't meet someone simply because the path isn't ready yet. Maybe your career is still forming. Maybe your character is still maturing. Maybe family situations need stability first. Maybe emotional healing has not finished. Maybe a certain city, job, or environment hasn't changed yet. And Allah, in His wisdom, sees the whole picture. You see the present moment. Allah sees the full journey. So while you focus on, when will I meet them? Allah is arranging, how will this happen in the healthiest way? One delayed opportunity may be protecting you from meeting too early. One rejected proposal may redirect you to something better. One unexpected move may place you exactly where you were meant to be. These things often don't make sense immediately. At the time, delays feel frustrating. Closed doors feel painful. Silence feels heavy. But later, when things finally align, you sometimes look back and realize, if it had happened earlier, it would not have worked. Because readiness is not just emotional, it's practical too. Marriage needs stability. It needs emotional maturity. It needs financial planning. It needs family harmony. It needs clarity of intention. Allah, Al-Hakim, the Most Wise, does not unite two people only based on desire. He considers what will sustain them. And this is where trust becomes essential. Trust does not mean passively waiting. It means actively preparing, while accepting that Allah controls timing. You continue improving yourself. You strengthen your Deen. You work on emotional intelligence. You build stability in your life. Because when Allah aligns roots, you want to be ready to walk that path with confidence, not panic. And sometimes, what feels like a delay is actually Allah protecting both hearts from unnecessary hardship. He may be removing distractions, refining intentions, opening better doors quietly. So don't measure your future only by current feelings. Feelings change. Roots shape outcomes. And Allah, who controls every path, knows exactly when two journeys are ready to meet. When that alignment happens, it often feels surprisingly natural, not forced, not chaotic, not confusing, just clear, steady, and purposeful. That is often how Allah's alignment works, not dramatic, but deeply right. So trust the route, even when you cannot see the destination yet, because Allah is not just preparing your heart. He is preparing the road that will bring two hearts together in the best possible way. What's written arrives with clarity, not confusion. One of the most exhausting feelings in relationships is confusion. Not knowing where you stand, not knowing their intentions, constant guessing, mixed signals, emotional ups and downs that leave your heart unsettled. And sometimes people normalize this. They say, love is always complicated, or confusion means you care. But Islam teaches a calmer, more grounded approach. What is truly written for you does not need endless emotional chaos to survive. Yes, every marriage has tests. Yes, every human relationship requires effort, patience, and communication. But there is a difference between normal challenges and constant uncertainty. When something carries barakah, it usually carries clarity. Clarity of intention, clarity of respect, clarity of direction. A sincere person who fears Allah does not approach marriage as a game. They do not keep you emotionally stuck without purpose. They do not create attachment without responsibility. They understand that hearts are an amana, a trust. So when someone truly intends halal, their actions begin to reflect seriousness. They communicate respectfully. They involve families appropriately. They move toward stability rather than secrecy. They avoid emotional manipulation, not perfectly, because nobody is perfect, but sincerely. And here is something important to remember. Confusion often comes when intentions are unclear, not when destiny is unclear. Allah is not a source of chaos. Allah is Al-Hakim, the most wise. When He writes something good for you, it tends to bring sakina, a sense of inner calm, even if external steps still take time. You may feel nervous, yes. You may feel hopeful, yes. But deep inside, there is a quiet reassurance rather than constant anxiety. That is often how Barakah feels. Calm, not pressure. Respect, not guessing. Purpose, not drifting. So if you find yourself constantly drained, always questioning someone's sincerity, always feeling emotionally unstable, pause. Reflect. Make dua for clarity, because what is written for you should not require you to abandon your dignity or peace. The right connection will not rush you into haram, nor keep you indefinitely in uncertainty. It will aim toward halal with wisdom and patience. And sometimes clarity itself is a mercy, even if it means realizing someone is not written for you, because knowing saves your heart from deeper attachment in the wrong direction. Trust that Allah does not deprive you by removing confusion. He protects you. And when what is truly written arrives, it often feels different. Not necessarily dramatic, not necessarily perfect, but grounded. You feel respected. You feel emotionally safe. You feel that both of you are walking towards something meaningful, not just experiencing something temporary. That clarity is not coincidence. It is often the sign of Allah's wisdom unfolding gently in your life. So protect your peace. Value clarity. Make dua for sincerity. Because what Allah writes for you does not need confusion to prove its reality. It arrives with purpose, with dignity, and with a calm that reassures your heart this is moving in the right direction. So if you ever feel forgotten, if you ever wonder whether anyone is truly meant for you, Remind your heart of this simple truth. Allah never forgets His creation. You might not know who is praying for you. You might not see the path yet. You might not understand the delays, but Allah sees every sincere heart, every hidden tear, every quiet dua you make when nobody else is listening. And He is the one who joins hearts, not randomly, but with wisdom, mercy, and perfect timing. So don't rush what Allah is still preparing. Don't lower your deen to feel chosen. Don't lose hope because the timeline looks quiet. Instead, focus on becoming someone whose character, sincerity, and faith make dua about you natural. Keep improving. Keep making dua. Keep trusting His plan, because when what is written for you finally arrives, it won't just be about marriage. It will be about peace, growth, Barakah, a partnership that helps both of you move closer to Allah. And one day, you may realize something beautiful. While you were waiting, Allah was already working.